blast from the past. So I went to a gig at Heaven. So when you remember, how old are you?
Heaven on West Terrace.
West
So
Terrace.
no, I turned 18 when Heaven became HQ.
How old are you?
30.
Fucking.
I turned 18 when Heaven became HQ. I just missed
Yeah.
Heaven because there was a drive-by shooting and they closed down like briefly after that.
Well, I was like a Heaven rat. Like Wednesday nights at Heaven.
I used to go to Flashies on every Wednesday on HQ.
Bro, Wednesdays at Heaven on West Terrace. Time Warp it was called.
Time Warp. I remember because my brother and sister, my sister's older, but my brother's your age. So he used to go to Heaven a lot. And Wednesdays was Time Warp and Saturdays was main night.
Yeah.
And then there used to be New York Bar and Grill. What was it called?
Thursday
nights.
Bubble
And then
gum.
there was Waves. Waves was a big
I don't
club
know
back
what
then.
that is.
I'm not sure where it was. It was on Hindley Street, I believe.
I don't know about that. I've never heard of that. I don't know.
Wednesdays was Flashies when I was growing up at HQ.
Yeah.
And Saturdays was the big one. And then every Sunday was the Grand.
Sunday with the Grand, yeah. Yep.
Sunday was the Grand. Thursdays was Marble or Apple Bar. Friday was always the Vic.
Vic,
The
bro.
dirtiest
Don't
of the
talk to me about
Vic.
man.
It's my.
I had a few Vic experiences when I played for the Shoes.
I went every Friday for fucking 6 years.
Badlands.
I love that place. man.
Badlands.
Oh, mate, that's when you figure out who your mates are at the Vic. 2 a.m. at the Vic and everyone's walking outside. No one has a problem with each other, but someone's going to start a fire.
Yeah, that's just like...
They're closing Red Square. I never got let in because I was a wog. They never let me in because I had a fucking mohawk and a beard. But then,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that, but fuck that place. But Time Warp at Heaven,
what are
mate, it was crazy. But going back to what we were talking about, so I went to a gig there. It was Cypress Hill.
on a Wednesday?
No. Well, I don't know what night it was, but it was a Cypress Hill gig. It was in that era, so it was either 99. I don't know when the calling came out.
This would have been when Cypress Hill was...
This was, yeah, the Cypress Hill was huge, but Hilltops were... I feel like it was around the time the calling came out. So I don't know if that was 2002, 2003.
That'd probably be 2002.
It's very early 2000s, and they supported Cypress Hill. I honestly say now it's probably one of the best events. Like, I mean, the best gigs I've been to. It was fucking nuts, bro. The whole place was touched up, and it was just wild. Like Hilltops just went nuts. Like and the crowd, like I think I'd only just heard maybe one or two songs of them. I think maybe Nosebleed Section had come out, which like everyone was onto it. You know, like that was like commercial and sort of got all the
Nosebleed
work out.
Section was probably their breakout song.
Yeah,
I'd say
it was around that time, and that show, bro, that was like I'd never seen it, and I hadn't really been to a hip hop show either. And I just remember seeing them, and I think, fuck, these boys are good. Like that is good. And then so like I just got sucked into listening to them for ages. I had that album on repeat for years.
They are and forever will be the biggest Australian rap group. Would you say?
What are we
for
talking?
mainstream,
Like commercial
for commercial Australian hip hop. Besides maybe Bliss and SO.
Certainly as a group, yeah.
Bliss and SO kind of
they're
got up
big in
there.
like Europe, and like they sell shit out in Europe and like yeah.
I feel like the only person who's kind of imitated what they can do, but on a less commercial scale, I'd say would be Cursor. His fan base are fucking menaces.
That's a different story, bro. That's he's undefeated like in the local underground, like just the organic and the fuck you to the industry and the.
Did you see they faked him? They faked him.
Bro.
They just. I think
that is rank. That's so bad.
I don't know.
Who fucking signed up on that?
I don't know if it's true or not, but
it was screenshots, bro. It was there. That's bad.
What a slap in the face. He should have asked for some fucking money from that.
Not a slap in the face. Like that's like supreme whackness. Like that. Like what nerd fucking thought that was a good idea and thought that would fly under the radar?
Just get a white guy in a ski mask.
Bro, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen or heard of. Like that is fucking stupid.
What was it? The BETs or whatever the fuck it is. What's the Australian one? No one gives a ABAs.
It was the Arias, bro. The Arias.
Who gives a fuck about the Arias?
But like, Oh, banana! I don't. Yeah, that is the dumbest shit. Like that is embarrassing.
Just
And
after
like
his
that is
final
enough.
tour.
That should be enough to make everyone like just ignore them forever.
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking dumb. But yeah, Hilltops. I guess they're like the biggest commercially, I suppose. But like I don't know. I sort of got lost on them. Like The Calling, maybe one album after that. Probably like one of my top 5 actually. Now that I say that, top 5 gigs I've ever been to was in Sydney when they were doing their tour with the orchestra.
Mm.
I don't know if it was, what was the album? It's not The Calling. It was like Long Hard Road. I don't remember. Whatever their first one they did with the orchestra, that was amazing. That was amazing. They had the support was some Irish dude, and I forget his name. Like, he was like someone I'd never heard of. He was amazing. And the whole fucking show, like just the mix. And it's sort of like what I do, like with trying to bring worlds together, like bringing, like, who does orchestra with hip hop, you know? Like, it's just things you don't expect to come together.
Collision Courses, by the way, is such a fucking cool name for the event.
I reckon it is. Like,
How long did it take you?
Not long, man. Like, sometimes I have a couple of these and like get all sorts of crazy ideas. I just got to filter through which ones are shit and which ones are good. But yeah, that was amazing. But I honestly, I don't listen to them anymore hardly at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Do they still make music?
I think they do. How often and what they do, I don't know, because I sort of got lost on it. It just became a little bit too commercial for me. The skills are still there. Like, I still respect and love them, but you know, it's not me now. Like, I just don't listen to that.
I was on a massive bender one night when I was like, I would have been 19 or 20, and we ended up at this dude's house, and it was like 4 a.m. in the morning, and we were all fucked up. And I was talking to this dude, and I was like, what do you do? He's like, I'm in this group, Terra Firma.
That's old school. Yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea who that is.
I think you mentioned that in a message once.
I was like, I have no idea who that is. But
see, like, I didn't, until I went back down so like I was saying before, I like sort of disregarded Aussie stuff when I was younger, and then like I moved on to UK stuff, and now I've sort of come back into Aussie stuff these last couple of years, maybe 2-3 years. And so I've started, that's the good thing about like hip hop and I guess any art, like, and one of the blessings of Spotify, even though like, I don't know, I think maybe it fucks over artists a bit, but like in terms of finding new stuff, new material, like as a punter, it enables you to dig for stuff. So like I go on these missions, like I'll search who featured on this, and then like look at their catalogue, and they've got a feature, I like that song, so I'll search that person's catalogue, and you end up finding these new people that you would never have found otherwise. Like in the old days, like when it was just all CDs and hard copies, or someone gives you a fucking like a pirated cassette, you don't find these artists. So it's a double-edged sword, I guess. But yeah, like I never knew about who Def, Wish, Cast, like Delta, the Australian. Like I think today is like the 18th anniversary. I saw a post of his album. I'd never heard of that when I was younger. I was like listening to heaps of rap, but I never heard of it. Now I listen to that, even like stands the test of time. Like it's killer. Like it's fucking sick. So it's good to be able to dig in. Like it's with the UK hip hop as well. Like discovering that you can dig in. You find Jest, you find Task Force, Chester P, like Farmer G, like all this stuff which I didn't listen to back then. But there's all this rich history of like proper stuff, and like they all formed all their art off of like the roots of hip hop, like in New York, and like the proper stuff, like when it meant something, like when it was not just following trends or like trying to sell shit, you know, like it was, you know, about the art and intelligence, like going into the lyrics, like stuff that sort of you can learn off of or get something out of, or I don't know, like proper skills, like proper meaningful sort of art.
Yeah, I fell out of fucking love with rap a long time ago, just because of there was a good 6 to fucking 8 years where just they were pushing the worst artists.
Yeah.
And if you weren't involved in the scene, and you had to really look for good music.
And that's the thing, man. Like you're constantly fed. Like
I feel bad for all these fucking kids that think this is good. Like There's all these rappers. Like the other day, there was this massive controversy with this rapper called Playboy Cardi. At the moment, he went, and I don't even know what the fuck that guy is. And then there's like all these other people, and it's like, who are these people? Like, are they? And they're the big rappers of today,
Bro.
like little peeps and fucking.
If you look online, I looked the other day. I was like showing. I think it was when I was like explaining sort of something. I think it was to my partner, like Kate, showing her, because she's not a hip hop person. She's like the opposite of that. And I was like, because for me, like I almost take offence to the fact that the least, I won't say least talented, but like, how do I word it? Like
the least talented artists are the biggest.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. They dress like freaks. They have a certain aesthetic and a certain mystique to them, and they fucking blow up.
Yeah, I don't know how to word it, but it's not to say some of those people aren't without talent, but like I look at the people who
they're not rappers. They're entertainers.
Yeah. Well, I saw something the other day. So the Lesson, like who. You know the Lesson, like
the Lesson podcast, Brails and
yeah. So like they put
DJ Sanchez.
They put a post up the other day, a couple of days ago, about has Aussie rap fallen off or something or other. I don't know. I can't remember. And it's like, well, I don't know, like because I don't listen to the commercial stuff, so I can't speak on it. But I know the things that I listen to, and like the old heads. So there's like people like Brad Stratt who have like started like doing the triangles, like the project he's got with the triangles. He's been out of the game for a while. People like Black Teeth coming back out, Dielectrics like coming back out with something. They are fucking epic. Every single fucking song is sick. Mad skills, good beats. A lot of the beats, well not a lot, like half the beats are from new producers, like Kirby, like people like that.
Shout out to Kirby, he's a weapon.
Delhi, like he produced one of Strutt's like Triangle series. I think like Treb One, like dudes from Pang, like Dill Thomas, he's got one of them. Like mad skills, like and awesome, like and it's stuff that if you're a fan, you'll be able to listen to it in 20 years and it will still be sick. But then there's people on this like this poll they did saying, oh, how's the scene? And they're going, oh, it's fucking whack. Like the scene's been bad for 12 months. Like nothing good's come out. I'm like, what are you listening to?
Yeah, just drill shit.
What
That's
are
what
you
you're
listening
to.
to, bro?
You're just listening to Western Sydney drill rap.
Yeah, like there is that much skillful stuff and awesome stuff that come out. Like you probably haven't heard any of it on the radio. What do? Do you just drive around listening to the radio and that's what you judge rap off? And like it fucking pisses me off, man. Like I look at like Chester P, like to me from Task Force, probably one of the most gifted poets you'll ever find. Like anyway, I don't know like normal poets like who are outside of music, like you know how Shakespeare is like a writer and whatnot. I couldn't name like a proper poet. You could put his shit next to their stuff and you tell me that it's not as good. Like unbelievable. And the bloke's like just living where he's always lived, like not rolling in money like all these other motherfuckers that is like spitting out this shit, this garbage, this like mass produced shit. And it's like I don't know, I get upset for it. Like.
And all of them, what people don't understand is all of your favourite rappers and artists at the moment don't write any of their own shit.
That to me, like that disqualifies it.
Like none of them write their own shit.
Nah, like that.
Drake, the biggest artist in the world at the moment.
I couldn't tell you one of his songs, bro.
I couldn't either, but
I don't give a fuck how good it is.
I can tell you, he doesn't write his own fucking music.
I don't know. And I will never know. And it's like lots of those places, like those people. I'm like I said, I want to listen to it. I want to hear like, oh, this bloke went through some shit. And now he's like coming good. Like now he's like, you know, and he's telling you about the journey. Or like when I was younger, I wanted to hear about someone like, I don't know, some cursed tracks where he's like going out like talking about pingers and like chicks and like whatever. Like that's real. You know, that appeals to someone because it's like what he's talking about. You never hear that on the radio. All these motherfuckers that will say rap's dead or, you know, this and that. They will never hear like the stuff, like the most skillful and most insightful stuff and the stuff you can learn from and the stuff that is important. These peanuts will never hear about it, you know? And like, I don't know. Maybe that's cool. Like maybe it is cool that it's underground and it's like a community. I don't know. But like at the same time, like I just think the world's fucked.